Okay, so I'm kind of like, I read a little bit about Brazil, a little less than what I wanted to. The cards didn't lie when they were talking about it being a negative thing, it being devastation and whatnot for Brazil. I got the moon in its turmoil, and I don't know if it helps, but I just want to pray for Brazil because there's a lot of people. They're second in deaths due to COVID, second only to the United States. And I don't know what to do. You could check in Iceland. Check in on Iceland. See what's going on. Because maybe there's hope there. They have about as much population there as I do in my city, or the city I live in. So Albuquerque and Iceland have about 350, 400 million people or something like that. If that's wrong, sorry, it's been a while since I researched that knowledge. But I want to know how Iceland is doing in the pandemic, but also maybe a clarifier, since I'm doing 2 cards, or did 2 yesterday, a clarifier on how they're doing in the pandemic and with that volcano that erupted and was still erupting first time I heard about it, a couple months later or so. So how is Iceland doing with the pandemic? And what is the volcano looking like? Let's do one. Now let's do this one. The Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is like being stabbed in the back. That's weird. Let's see. We'll do this one. And death. I don't know whether that's death of the volcano or death of the thing. I have nothing to recall from Ten of Swords, but all of the Ten of Swords that I have ever seen in any tarot deck show someone face down, pretty much, with 10 swords sticking out of their back. 9 or 10, I can't remember. Zen der Schwerter. And death der Tod. So, let's see. Maybe this will clarify a little bit different the actual thing. I mean, my feeling on the Ten of Swords is that it's over. It's done. I don't know. Ten of Swords. Pierced by all the swords belonging to the card. Whatsoever is intimated by the design. Also, pain, affliction, tears, sadness, desolation. Like, can you imagine a whole country where there's probably close knit. I mean, there may be some outliers that don't know anybody and some that know everybody or something. Because the human trajectory of anything is usually in a bell curve. Like, they call it a normal curve. It's so common for things to fall within like the 70%, and they talk about statistics lying outside of that percent. So the Ten of Swords. Ruin, pain, desolation, misfortune, grief, trouble, disappointment, reversed. We're not in the reversed. Let's see what the world is. Death. Represents the spirit and transformation. Unexpected change, loss, failure, the ending of a familiar situation, a friendship, loss of income or financial security, illness, possibly even death. Well, we kind of know that the pandemic has been grief for, I don't know anyone who it hasn't touched. But, the Ten of Swords, misfortune, desolation, burden to bear, ruin, the end of delusions. It feels like circumstances have instigated a spiraling and uncontrolled plunge. Death. Death. Closing the door to the past and opening a new one, going through transition, changing status, shedding the old in excess, bowing to inexorable forces and sweeping changes. The old must be set aside and burned away to make way for the new. That kind of sounds like it relates to the volcano eruption. They called what is happening in Brazil a hecatomb, something like that. It was like a Greek sacrifice of 1,000 cattle, or any number of sacrifices. They called it that. Like it was, yeah. The spirit in transformation. Yeah, I've heard that a lot about death. It's not necessarily physical death, but it's change. He's holding a book and a sword. What I know of Iceland is they have better words for things, prettier words for things than English, mostly. I know there's a band, Solstifer, which is the pretty word that I'm pretty sure most of all their words are prettier than our words for things. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking, that's the death card. I'm just thinking that how would things be different? Because I was just starting to discover their music, and maybe I was going to find people that also knew their music. And I have in mind to learn sign language, because I know some people who, are hard of hearing or deaf. I want to learn Icelandic for no reason other than to learn Icelandic. And I want to learn Thai. But that doesn't mean I'm going to. I'm going to do my best to get to sleep. And I don't know, I'll probably do this in the morning because I end up staying from now on, because I end up staying up way late. Let's see, Death in this Light Seekers deck, which is the last deck I'm using, which it seems like I should go back to that deck, because both of the readings for both of the countries have been terrible. For one, the cards are darker, and it seems to either draw something out of me, or it's just perchance that... Anyway, I'm going to see how Iceland is doing in their pandemic. Death is the end, mortality, destruction, and corruption. So, the Ten of Swords isn't that. But death is the end. Like, their lava, I gotta find out. I gotta find out their lava and what's going on there. I guess lava, yeah. Anyway, my mind is scattered right now. Talk to you later.